let's say hello, and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't do that, do I again?
My name is John, and I am here to play some D&D. I'm just here.
He's just here.
I'm just here.
Up here.
We're
And-
chilling.
And I am joined by Angel,
Hello.
Jeff,
Turnip prices?
Fuck's sake.
Kiri,
Yellow.
someone's dogs.
That'll be me, sorry.
I don't know, it was a toss-up between you and Tanny, really, so, you know. Tanny's here.
Ah.
Apparently doesn't want to be, but
Hi.
Uh,
I'm slaying it, I'm letting it all out. Ah.
Michael is here.
Let's play some caverns and creatures.
Hey. That was a nice one.
No recursion in this game. And we are also joined by Sean.
How do it is I, Martin
And
Madrazo.
Martin Madrazo, apparently.
This stream is sponsored by Martin Madrazo's Cheesy Bastards.
If only
It's been so long.
If only.
if only I had the interstitial overlay for that one prepared. Last time this group of adventurers got together, they had a big fight with each other.
Well, you say they as in all of us. No.
Borrowed,
They stopped the fight.
Borrowed and Sage had
Had
a
a warlock bitch
warlock
fight.
duel,
No, it's a warlock bitch fight.
or a warlock bitch
Well,
fight.
I realized it needs better armor.
Over the course of the fight, they realized several things deep and personal about themselves, like they need better equipment. They also both heard deep, mysterious voices offering them power. After the fight was resolved, Sola noticed that one of the members of Beliard who had come to witness the fight taking place had graffitied on the wall while everyone was distracted about a chained one who should be freed. With a little bit of detective work between Isola and Steele, you tracked this down to be a decorator by the name of I can't remember anymore.
Yes.
It's a very unique name.
It was a funny name he had. Of the Beliard can't remember anymores. Graham Micknin, who had snuck aboard the airship, or aboard the castle, sorry, you're not in the airship anymore, and had hidden about his belongings cult robes, at which point you decided to subdue him and ask him some questions.
And a dagger, and a cult ritual dagger.
Yes.
AKA Lunar beat his ass?
AKA Steele cracked him over the head with a mace.
No.
Sorry, maul. Very,
Well-
very, very important difference there.
I could hear
When
the
he gets
bonk
up-
sounds from here.
Lunar's gonna beat his ass.
He beat you to it, actually. Thank you for that, Danny.
Upon questioning him, he refused to answer anything and cast inflict wounds upon himself. Very much a fantasy cyanide capsule. Whereupon you were unable to ask him any further questions, as you cannot speak with the dead
Dang.
yet.
Yet.
I'll
Yeah.
loot this spell just so I can pull him back.
Sola attempted to go through his personal belongings to find any information that he might have been carrying, but with a rather unfortunate roll on the investigation, knocked his paint pots over and covered all of his paperwork in paint, only able to retrieve a single 2 words from the entire document. Riverguard Keep.
God damn.
With a guy. Ooh, ooh.
You approached Summit Hall, where you had decided to take the former residents of Beliard for their protection, and Borrowed and Milo descended via a combination of Griffin and Flight spell to dispel any illusion that you were attacking, which seemed rather warranted as the walls of the Summit Hall were lined with knights aiming crossbows and ballistas at your castle as it descended. Upon realizing that you were not, in fact, cloud giants attacking the castle, the weapons were lowered and you were invited inside, as they questioned whether you were the ones that they had heard rumours and tales of dealing with the giants. And so now you are being invited inside Summit Hall.
Interesting.
And that is where we pick up this session, as I hastily open some notes where I have names of people noted.
So, just out of curiosity, do we have any more of that decorator's paint left?
No, because it's all been knocked over now.
I guess we'll have to get some more, because I feel like we should paint a big sign on the side of the castle that says, "We are not actually cloud giants," so no one accidentally,
Or can't we just get random paints and just, like, take up a hobby of being an artist?
The thing is, though, that is what a storm giant would actually do. They would paint that.
Not actually storm
giants.
It's cloud giants trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, cloud giants. Like, oh no, we're not cloud giants. Let's just write a wall. It's like, we're not cloud giants. You might as well put a freaking target there saying, attack here.
Yeah, this is the weak spot.
You
It's 2
are
meters across.
you are ushered into a large hall. And down the sides of it there are 3 banners on each side with a deep blue background and the holy symbol of Tyr etched, embroidered into these banners in gold. And at the head of the room is a large stage with another banner at the back of it. Again, the holy symbol of Tyr embroidered in gold on a midnight blue background. The woman whom Borrowed and Milo spoke with is currently standing on the stage with another of the knights, and they've both got very ornate armor on. You didn't roll your luck, and I feel that you've all rolled 1s because of it.
No, wait, hold on. Hold on.
John, you were supposed to roll for me. Remember?
You rolled a 28.
Ha.
We'll roll low here, except for,
Solo. Okay. The room itself is about a third full of knights who are sort of generally muttering amongst themselves and taking seats along long benches that appear to have been pulled into this room and are facing up onto the stage. And as you approach the room, as you come into the room, another younger knight rolls a large
Had drunk a lighter.
What's the word for the thing I'm thinking of?
I don't know, John.
A large platform onto the stage with a white sheet covering what is ever on it, and places it sort of slightly off the center of the stage. A knight who is with you, who has shown you into this room, ushers you to the front and urges you to sit in a space on the front row of the room looking up onto the stage.
Bard is just constantly apologizing for people who are behind him.
Steel really should, but he's not going to. So.
The woman whom you spoke with outside, Borrowed, and Milo, takes the center of the stage and clears her throat. She is a tall woman in her mid-40s. Her voice is rich and deep. And she says, "Knights of Samula, those of us who are present today bear witness to a very interesting occurrence. We have a rare opportunity to celebrate a great victory. Milo, Borrowed, if you could come up onto the stage for a moment, please." And she looks down at you.
Contempt.
Oh, okay. Borrowed floats on, just goes, all right, and then just doesn't stop sitting down as he just floats on the stage.
Show off. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Milo is slightly concerned.
I'm gonna do something real quick.
I'm also slightly concerned, but Borrowed isn't, for whatever reason.
Milo hides away. He doesn't like being on stage because of a certain past situation.
Yeah.
Milo disappears.
I'm sorry for ditching you like this, Borrow.
It's
Nice
fine.
behind
I'll take
Borrowed.
care of it. Don't worry about it.
She looks around for a minute. Okay.
Not.
Well, we can
I'll just
continue
sort of
with you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine with me.
We have in our presence Knights of Samula, and the room sort of cheers, as clearly they are the Knights of Samula.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's obvious.
A little bit.
We have with us someone who stood with the Storm King, someone who helped to end the giant revolt, someone who brought order back to our world. We should have two people amongst us who did this, and we would like to honor them for their work. Borrowed.
Yes.
It is my great pleasure to be able to honor you for your work protecting the free people of Faerun and offer you an honorary knighthood.
I don't really know what to say. I've got a question though. What's a knighthood?
It's
I'm
thing you
dead
wear at
serious.
night
I
when
have
you go
no
to
idea
sleep.
what that is.
It is a great honor.
Put it right next to my Emmy.
Cool. Yeah, sure. I accept.
She draws her sword and asks you to kneel before her.
Borrowed does so.
And she places the flat of the sword on each of your shoulders.
Does she go over the head?
She goes very carefully, pulls the sword back and around the antlers, and then taps both sides, and then puts the sword away and says, "Arise, Sir Borrowed, honorary knight of Samula."
Borrowed rises.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He's kind of just looking around awkwardly at this point, not really sure what to do. Just like, I've been knighted. This is unexpected.
I'm just gonna
What's
pretend
going?
like I'm like doing this in right at the distance, like right at the back of the thing. Like,
Somewhere in the room, there's just a very small applause. Wherever Milo is, they should consider themselves Sir Milo, honorary knight of Samula.
Crazy.
She suggests to you, Borrowed, that maybe later you can do the
Yeah.
sword tap.
Mm-hmm. Can do.
no, I just thought something dirty. I'm sorry.
Bard is. I'm not gonna make the joke.
Do it, I dare you.
I'm not gonna make the joke.
Do it.
Do
No,
it.
I'm not gonna make the joke. No, thank you.
Don't
Luna,
worry, ma'am. Borrowed will smack him with one kind of sword.
Okay. Okay.
Luna Silvermoon.
Yep.
Our knights have assessed that you were also involved in the fight with the giants.
You were there too.
You were also there.
And then you
But
go.
that you were not there at the end for tragic circumstances that had befallen you.
Yeah.
We feel that we should honor these circumstances. And it is with great pride I present to you this. And she takes one side of the white sheet from the vaguely human-sized platform obscured object upon the stage,
It's a taxidermy unicorn.
pulls the
Oh, no, I got that reference.
sheet from upon it, and the sheet flutters away to reveal a statue of Briar.
Oh, that's creepy.
Oh wow.
How
that's
did you
pretty cool.
guys get her likeness? I'm concerned on a very deep motherly level that you guys just made a statue of this small child that you don't know.
We have
Not that I'm not flattered, but it's a little weird.
I'm scared.
resources.
Those resources
That's
are
even more frightening.
Divine
more concerning.
resources.
It would be just. It would just be so much easier if they just said, we asked for like a picture from her family. That would be the
I
right way of doing it.
Yeah, like I love how they're just sort of ignoring the fact that she has a family, and they're just like, we're gonna give this giant statue of a random dead girl to the woman who kind of quasi-adopted her, despite the fact that she has a family.
Right.
How are we going to fit that in the castle? How's she going to fit that in the pocket?
We can. There's like a head. There's like we have plenty of room.
Yeah, it's a giant castle.
I was about to say, it's not room I'm concerned about. It's that a lot of very strange people that I don't know apparently know enough about me to make a massive statue of a small dead child. It's
Who
concerning.
you consider to be
So,
your child.
yeah, which is what concerns me most. Like, if you want to thank me, I mean, it's not that I don't appreciate it. If you want to thank me, it'd be great if you could give me some information about the cult that stole her body.
We
Yeah, so
are
it's just
working
like-
on that.
You just had like a certain small, like, kind of yell, like, I second that.
Surely by now, with 2 outbursts, we know we're fucking Mallory.
Should know. Should know.
Yeah, but it's actually not in one direction. He goes like all over the place. So he's like one direction, you'll hear him, and then the other.
Oh,
direction.
he's constantly moving. I
Yeah.
see.
Have you now, Jeff?
Bored now.
We have-
I've got grey, blue, and silver, and all those other colours. I might have a red. I don't know.
Oh, I think red would be more appropriate.
Cool.
Where are you anyway?
I don't know. Roll a,
Yeah, she-
roll. I need to roll a freaking.
She's kind of lost interest in this.
Try and roll a reception and see if you can get above
Okay.
23.
Wow. The answer's going to be no, but okay. 16.
Yeah, you
Nope.
do. Sorry. But also, that's out of character. I'm currently doing my nails right now. I'm actually.
Screw it. I'm going to see. And add a 5, and of course,
Flash of genius.
add a 5 to that.
Wow.
Yeah, you spot where
Guilty.
Milo's hiding.
I try to make sure I catch his eyes and just give him a look of really, and then look back at the stage. I'm gonna tell you.
I just kind of like word, but I don't say anything. I'm scared. I don't want to be on stage. I have stage fright. I ain't going nowhere on there.
Lady Ushi and Storm Banner
That's her name.
turns to you, Luna, and says, "We are trying to track the cult. We are working on it."
Any clues? Because all we've got is this symbol, and this man just broke onto our castle, and then he offed himself, which is incredibly
This is not the place to discuss that.
Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of like a celebration here, like kind of a
Ceremony,
ceremony.
It's fantastic that you guys want to celebrate, but my kid was kidnapped. I have a sense of urgency here.
We are aware of that. But in front of the entirety of the Knights of Samula who are presently at Summit Hall, in the open is not this place to discuss private matters.
Can I?
Yeah.
May I
All
try?
of these knights, the more people know, the more people can gather information. If these guys
but
are knights,
also, it might be dangerous because there might be one going to try you here.
You want
Am I
to? Yeah.
still
Talk
on the
in private.
stage?
Talk.
You know
Yeah. I think you're still on the stage.
Yes, I believe you are still on the stage right now,
I'm
Borrowed.
gonna
Float down.
No, that was Bard was asking if he's still supposed to be on here. Like he's still not sure what to do.
Can I roll like a perception to see if there's anybody fishy looking? Anyone being suspicious?
It depends on what the eye you're giving, Jeff. Like, is it like that eye?
This is
Okay.
the eye that says I need to talk to you. We may have information.
You don't see anybody.
I don't see anything. No one's suspicious.
Fine, Luna. If you wish to discuss this matter now, we shall go to my private offices and discuss it there.
great. Not that I don't blame you guys for wanting to celebrate, but there is a sense of urgency here. So,
Come with me.
and
She-
she goes.
She and the man that were on the stage walk off to her offices and beckon for the rest of you, if you wish, to come with them.
Deal
Yes.
will go along.
Can I make a history check on what Borrowed knows about the Knights of, what was this order again?
Samula.
Samular. Do you mind if I do that very quickly?
Go with it.
Cool.
I would.
History
Yes,
plus
I
0,
will.
let's go.
I will not follow the others.
Fantastic. Never mind. Don't worry about it. He has no clue.
You know they're knights.
They are
I-
probably knights, and
Maybe.
there might be someone called Samula involved.
Their leader is Samular. Fantastic.
I will
will
not.
You're
I will
going,
not
Jeff.
follow. No, I'm not. I'm not going. Also, I have the most clues in this as well, so I'm deliberately not going.
Could I go? Can I join Luna? But just stay outside, if that makes sense. Just like, like watching guard.
Okay.
I'm just, yeah.
So Luna and Steel are going into the room.
Yep.
I'm confused, so I'm also going into the room.
I don't know what's happening.
Milo
Or
is
the
currently
knife-
looking for some food.
Mhm.
And Asola is pointedly not going into the room. Is Asola staying in the sort of auditorium area? Or just kind of wandering Summit Hall?
I'm back.
I'm going to wander Summit Hall a bit.
Okay.
I'll be looking for a what would I be looking for? Some sort of library or archive.
Okay.
And I'm carrying the dagger as well. So
Okay.
Like brandishing it.
not brandishing it. It's sort of say I have.
You have the dagger.
Just get out of my way, I'll shiv ya.
Stabby, stabby.
So Lady Ushin Stormbanner leads you into her office and sits behind a large desk with a lot of paperwork, maps and things sprawled out on it.
Who is with us then?
I am.
So Milo, have you come into this room?
Yeah, I would have, yeah.
Okay.
I would have popped out of nowhere like, hello. Ah, God!
So Lady Ushian Stormbanner sits behind the desk in a large, sort of ornate official chair, and then stood by her side is an aging grey-haired knight, his face etched with wrinkles and scarred by years of dispensing justice to the criminals of the Desserin Valley.
So he's a cop.
He's a cop.
If this man's first words are, "I'm just 2 days away from retirement,"
He's gonna die.
It's just
Smoking a
two...
cigarette.
It's 10 days until I retire. Have you seen the ship that I'm getting on?
look at these pictures of my kids.
I named
No.
I named this boat after my wife, and these are my children who I'm going to take out on it.
No.
And we're gonna have a big family meal, and everyone, all of my friends and family will be there to enjoy it with us as we celebrate how fantastic life is.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I really enjoy life.
Yeah, living's
I love
great. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, he's gonna die.
Now we've almost forced John's hand that he has to die now.
And now,
He had to
none of
die.
that took place. Lady Ushian beckons for anybody to sit in the chairs in front of her desk. Who takes a
Luna's
seat?
fine, but not to be rude, but because she has too much energy, if she sits, she's just gonna fidget.
How many chairs are there?
There are 3 chairs.
Borrow takes one.
Steel shall stand.
Borrow now realizes everyone else is standing and is awkwardly still sitting down.
Is
Doesn't know what to
Milo going to sit or stand?
Sit.
Okay, so Milo and Borrow sit, Steel and Luna stand, and Sage is surreptitiously at the door.
Guarding the entrance.
I take it the door's open, or is it closed for privacy? I can hear him, like...
I would say it's probably closed, but you can probably listen through it.
Okay.
You don't get perfectly what's being said, but you get the gist of it.
Yeah, like...
Pyro mask noises.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
Um,
Oh, well done, whoever put that was quick. Oh, that was. Hang on, no, that was me.
oh wait,
Well
that
done,
was
me.
me who did that.
I just heard like Egyptian music, and I went, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" No, it's just me.
So Lady Yushin sits and looks at Luna. We have had our hands rather full at present with cult activity, I'm afraid. We have been tracking a rise in a number of different cults, and that is why our halls are so empty at present. Normally our meeting room would be full, and that was just the bare minimum of people who are currently here, either resting up from being out or just being here to guard our walls. We are currently tracking a large... We've heard rumours of eternal flame,
Eternal flame.
No, I was right. Eternal flame. Yes.
Eternal flame. Yes.
Go brain.
Go brain.
Eternal flame activity in the direction of Waterdeep. Within the last couple of months, their recruitment has been building. I'm now waiting.
Wait.
What?
I suppose you don't know the song Eternal Flame by the Bangles?
Oh.
I'm more surprised that you haven't tried to make that reference in my game.
I just learned it recently today.
There's someone playing Waterdeep.
I'm just trying to... We have been tracking Howling Hatred cult activity growing. Initially around Feathergale Spire, but I understand that we might have yourselves to thank for that being stopped.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah. They didn't have the information I wanted.
The cult of the Black Earth appears to be growing in number as well.
We haven't run into them yet.
We have we have heard tale of their destruction of the Eye of the Allfather in the spine of the world. And we are tracking activity growing in... And she looks down at the maps. Around this area, the Khan of Hellstrom. Meanwhile, we've not even got the resources to investigate rumors of the crushing cult.
Crushing wave.
Crushing wave cult reoccupying Riverguard Keep.
Is it just me, or does it sound like they're going for like a whole element theme here?
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yes. Yes, they are.
So, what happens if we destroy all 4 of them? Oh, wait, is there a 5th element cult?
Ooh.
Headed up by Bruce Willis.
We
I
have
fancy watching that.
Yes, there is one by the bard Ruby Rod.
the man behind Ushian places his head in his hand and just says, "We have heard tale, hearsay and rumour of a 5th, but we have had nothing concrete upon it yet."
So, if you give us information about the strongholds of these 3, the waves and the air and the earth, would you be able to move more resources into investigating the flame?
It would be difficult, but we would be able to investigate the flame more closely if we didn't have to deal with Riverguard Keep.
All right,
Well,
we'll go and pretty much slaughter everyone there. Then you don't have to worry about it. And then you guys can investigate these flame people. By the time we get back, you should have enough information for us to go and slaughter them as well. Don't you think?
should we not bring a few back for like questions?
Interrogation sounds good.
They took
Kenwyn,
my child. They
sorry,
don't get to live long enough for questioning.
I gave his name away now, but the man behind the desk smiles a grim smile. I like the way you think, Luna. Yes, we'll be able to point you in the direction of the fire cult if you go and deal with Riverguard Keep.
Then we'll do it. I'm making the executive decision.
I'm glad that you are under such strong leadership, Castle Briar.
I'll get her back. And I don't care if I have to tear apart every single cult that exists on this continent. I'm gonna get her back. And besides, if you have all the resources you say you do, you know the family I come from.
We are aware of your origins.
I may not like what he does, but I'm not above using his resources if I need to.
Excellent.
Oh, you don't have to worry about getting rid of him. I have plans for him. Right now, it's just really handy to keep him alive.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies questioning whether they are your friends or enemies.
I don't think that's the saying right.
Honestly, I just like to force my enemies to fund my adventures. It's so much more fun.
I wish I can do that. It'd be a terrible way though.
Yes.
So,
Anyway,
why don't you give us the information about who exactly you need us to get rid of, and we'll get started.
Lady Ushian waves to... Now, Kenwyn. We need you to investigate Riverguard Keep. We have heard tale that it is being reoccupied by members of the cult of the Crushing Wave. If that is true, then they are no doubt up to no good.
I can't imagine.
If that is not true, then it is possibly innocents who are reoccupying it. And if it is innocents reoccupying it, they
Leave
do
it alone,
not
of course.
deserve to be torn to shreds.
Oh gosh, I understand that. I'm not absolutely inhumane. But the point is, if we get there, and this cult is there, do you want the entire building to still be standing, or is a little bit of structural damage okay?
We will accept whatever you need to do within reason.
Just your best.
Awesome, then I'll just drop a giant tidal wave on them from the top. Drown them all out.
I would have thought a cult of the Crushing Wave wouldn't give a shit about
I
wave.
wouldn't be surprised if they adapted to it and like.
Well, no, but a whole wall of water dropping on them. It's not so much that they're not affected by water as much as they'd just be pushed out of the entire thing.
Like the amount of water that be pushed in is literally, it's not like as in you'll go through quickly. It's the fact is that you'll be smacked. It's like kind of like an actual heavy object falling onto you. You
Maybe
Think
you
about the
should
push
do
pop ice
more
cream.
personal dealing with them rather than just dropping things on them from a great height.
Well, no, we'd investigate to find out if it's properly cults first, and then we drop things on them from a great height. Because if it's a cult, no one's gonna care.
At this point, I'm going to cut back to Esola.
Hello, yes.
DM won't let me have any fun.
I would like to inquire as to the whereabouts of a library or an archive or some such.
Make me a persuasion check.
27.
You inquire with one of the knights who will show you the way to the archive.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. You're very kind. Is there an archivist at the archive?
There is an archivist at the archive. He is a very aged man with a small pair of round golden glasses. Yes.
Ah, excellent, excellent. I was wondering if you might be able to give me some information.
I mean, that's my job, yes.
Oh, good. I'm so glad someone who loves their job. Well, me and my companions, you may have seen the
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
so we already gone to them?
No, I'm there.
Oh, because
I'm
you're not in the group.
He went
I'm
somewhere else.
I went somewhere else. Yes. Well, we've recently been having some trouble with some cults, and I wondered if you might, as you are a historian, if you might be able to provide some light on the matter.
Yes, I think I might be able to do that.
Good. My first question for you then is: have you ever heard of the Chained One?
Ooh. I mean, there's a number of chained entities.
This one seems to be some form of evil deity whose coming would not be good for the world.
I mean, that does narrow it down somewhat. Yes.
Ah, good. And if it helps, I managed to acquire this dagger from one of said Chain One's followers, and I bring out the dagger.
May I take a look?
Of course. I hand over the dagger.
He very quickly puts on a pair of gloves.
And then he stabs you with it.
And then he looks...
I am the chain.
Yes, I don't recognize the iconography. It's, worrying. This is definitely an ornate weapon of a sacrificial nature more than use in actual combat. I mean,
Give me a moment, I shall check the tome Google.
It still does... Well, I mean, it'd still be rather nasty were you to be stabbed with it, of course.
Of course,
But
yes. Of course.
it's not designed for straight-up combat, more for sacrificing.
And the icon on it doesn't.
I mean, there are a number of holy orders who use the scales as a mark of their worshipping, including Tyr himself, of course. And you look back at the holy symbol of Tyr that has been marked around the place, and it is a warhammer with a set of scales balanced on top.
I see. Does this do any of the references to chained ones that you know of correspond to such a symbol?
No, this, I mean, I will have to check the books, but off the top of my head, no.
Of course. And one final piece of information I have. Does the name Riverguard Keep mean anything to you?
Yes, it's it's not a very large keep. On the other side... On the other side of the river.
Of course.
It was, well, I mean, about nearly a decade ago. The cult of the Crushing Wave used it as a front for a piracy ring. They were abducting people from further down the river, somewhere... Womford or Ironford, I believe, one of the fords. They had pirates who were abducting people from there and bringing them up the Desserin River. And they would sell them into slavery. But a group of adventurers put stop to that.
Of course, of course.
I believe they had a duck.
What?
That makes he's the leader. Duck's the leader.
Oh, amazing.
Oh wow.
Duck?
What?
I feel like I should know that reference.
I
Tanny
feel
knows
like
the
someone
reference.
in this group knows that reference.
Tanny knows the reference. Nobody else. Milo doesn't, and nobody else does.
Yeah.
Of
Can
course.
you just
of
repeat that?
course.
I heard leader is the duck, but I kind of zoned out of it.
I believe they had a duck.
I believe they had a duck. My little Pippin.
Could, to your knowledge and from what you've heard of the Knights of
Yes.
Round, could the cult have come back, or could somebody else have taken up residence in the keep?
I mean, much like the most voracious weed, cult activity can grow as long as one believer believes in it enough to spread it.
See, because you see the same person who carried the dagger also had a document with reference to regard keep on his possession, and he also painted on our walls quite uncouthly whatever the thing was that he wrote, because I'm using my keen mind because I can't remember exactly what it was.
And you repeat this exact phrase to him. That I also perfectly remember exactly what I said last week.
The chained one shall be released, or
some similar phrase to that, but exactly what was written there, you say
exactly
unto him.
I say to him perfectly without making any mistake, and I say, it seems that
He takes his glasses off and starts to clean them with a little cloth. Yeah, this is worrying. This is very, very worrying. I will.
I believe we may be staying here at least for a few hours, if not the night. Should I call back a bit later on if you have any further information?
Yes. Rupert! He yells into the library. Fetch the books! He puts the glasses back on again.
Would you like me to leave the weapon here?
No, that's quite all right. He taps the side of his head. I believe I have a memory such as your own.
Of course. It's so wonderful to see someone who is competent at their job. I'll bid you good night, and I'll speak to you later.
As you leave, he just yells into the archive, just to this Rupert, just a string of numbers, and you can hear somebody just collecting books off of shelves as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, as the group starts to leave Lady Ushian's office, Milo stops.
I didn't leave. I can't. I just basically still stood on the chair. I'm not standing on it. I'm sitting.
Yes, yes, Milo.
He gets off the chair and he's like trying to like stand up, like trying to get up the desk and just place the symbol of the Borough Founds onto the desk.
Yes, rather untoward lot, I believe. You've had the misfortune of dealing with them, have you?
Oh, yes. I was wondering, do you think they might be connected to the cults you've been dealing with?
It seems unlikely they have a direct connection. From what I understand of our dealings with the Borough Founds in this direction, it doesn't match their MO. They might work with the cult if it mutually benefits the pair of them, which largely for the Borough Founds would mean it brings them money.
Yeah.
but they wouldn't be following the cults for religious reasons.
Well, would you, if they are, would you be able to tell me if you find anything out more about them? You know, but keep it under private.
She turns to Kenwyn. I believe that this would be in your area of expertise. And the gentleman looks down at the mark. Yes, Sir Milo. I will ensure that this foul company gets eradicated, and we alert you to any progress we make in this.
Thank you. He then turns back to Lady Ushi again, and so I appreciate the title you've given me, my lady. Sorry I wasn't on stage. I have a bit of stage fright. Dozen reasons why.
This is understandable. I myself am not a fan of public speaking.
It's just not public speaking. It's more difficult than that.
Understandable. I apologize for putting you into that position.
It's fine. I'll be off and see the team. But keep me updated on Barrowfounds. Well.
Hammer Lord Kenwyn will smile at you. Of course, sir.
And every time you get, if you wanted, if you ever get any more like sudden movements, send it to the cricket rolls in.
Yes, we have heard of them.
And he will leave.
Okay, so you unload the castle. Somewhat like that.
So we just turn it upside down and dump them all out?
Yep, turn it upside
Shake
down
him.
and shake it.
Yep.
You all hold on to something and everybody else kind of falls out.
Yeah, that sounds like a really dangerous situation, but I'm all for it.
And the knights welcome the refugees of Beliard into the castle.
Is it a possibility before we leave that Borrowed could either see if the castle has the means to make some, or if the armory at the fort has any spare? Probably not, now that I'm thinking about it, but any spare like half plate?
One moment.
I think Mana's also going to try and see if they can ration some food as well to put onto castle.
Lady Ushian will take you down to the armory Borrowed.
Yeah.
And they do have it's not the newest, but they have a set of half-plate armor in your size. It's got a few scuffs on it and the mark of the Knights of Samular
Cool.
embossed into it.
I will take it. And
Largely just the holy symbol of Tyr.
Cool. Once we're back on the ship, I'm going to take it to. Oh wait, it's like embossed, so it's part of the metal,
Yes.
right? I would probably before dinner take it to Steel, and just be like, do you think it's not the newest? It's a little banged up. Do you think you could repair this for me? Steel.
Kind of takes it off you, looks it over, Trying to bend it. Should be able to. I'm assuming he's just basically taking out the dings and stuff out of
Yeah,
it. So
Bringing up dings and everything, yeah. Just making sure it actually fits borrowed properly and also can fit under the cool duster that he got.
make it look fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah.
I should invest
and
in,
then
like, armor.
Borrowed will once that's done, Borrowed will make food and also hand steel over his breastplate just for like extra scrap metal, I guess, or safekeeping, or I don't know.
Thanks, I suppose. No, find somewhere to hang it up just in case it's needed again. Kind of makes mental note to kind of get the scuffs and dings out of that one. And
Milo, if you head to the library, you see Archivist, the old Archivist, poring over a large pile of books. And he's got about 5 or 6 different books open at the same time, and he's flicking through various pages and cross-referencing and making notes. And there's a younger, early 20s, late teens knight basically carrying a pile of books that is so tall that he can't even see over the top of it. To the table and then dumping them down, and then he takes a pile of books from the table and starts taking them back up into the into the stacks to put them back away again. If anything, the archivist, the aged archivist, is sort of a elderly Matt Mercer.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
I
well,
keep
I love
picturing
that.
him because of like a certain scene I watched on Critical Role. I'm just like, I see.
And just as he's making notes out of the book as you come into the room, and he just looks up without really stopping for a second to take the fact that you've come in, and he just says, "Yes."
Oh, hi.
Hello.
I'm just looking for some books to read.
What sort of topic?
Well, mostly on to magic, studying. Get back on my studying, so
Wizardly magic, is it?
yes.
Rupert! And you can hear somewhere in the stacks just a couple of the books go boom, 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 onto the ground as the younger archivist has just dropped them as he's stopped suddenly. What type of magic are you interested in?
Transmutation.
Rupert, bring forth books. And then he lists off another set of numbers. Rupert just shouts back, wait, really? You want those? The Halaster books? And the archivist shouts back, yes, it's quite fine. They're unfinished notes anyway.
I love that movie. Okay, leave me be.
And so he brings Rupert, this younger, I'd say like 1920s, not 1920s, 19 to 20-year-old youth, brings you forth sort of a pile of books that have sort of a black leather cover.
Like somewhat of a monster kind of thing from Harry Potter.
Yeah, one of them's got teeth
Fine.
and is trying to eat you.
Fine.
No, basically he brings forth a book with black leather cover that sort of has aged parchment sort of spilling out of it. And he sort of very carefully and delicately hands it to you. I assume that if you are to take this one, halfling, then you are wise in the ways of transmutation. Be careful with it. It's it's dangerous.
He nods to it. He said, "Yeah, I understand. I'm being very careful."
There's a number of unfinished spells in that one.
Oh, okay.
Be careful what you do with them.
Got it.